line for that because it's
Okay. Hello, welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I'm Terry. This is Jen.
Hello.
And thank you for joining us, JB. He seems to be the only person in chat at the moment. So
Hi,
thank you for
JB.
that. Our topics are Keir Starmer, where, in case you couldn't guess, a teary-eyed Keir Starmer has resigned from his prime ministership. And I think Andy Burnham or something like that is the guy replacing him. I forget the guy's name. Next, we have Goyslop, which is a wonderful word. The ADL has decided it is anti-Semitic to use the Jewish word that they use to denigrate non-Jews. For non-Jews to use that is anti-Semitic, so that's wonderful. And finally, we have GabeCube, which is my favorite nickname for the Steam machine. I think they should retroactively change it to the GabeCube. But people have seen the prices that Valve has put out, and it's expensive, and people are saying it's not worth it.
I think it depends on the person. I've heard different takes on that one. Because it is more like a computer than just simply a gaming station.
I think it's in this awkward middle ground where if you want a console, it's too expensive, and if you want a PC, it's not powerful enough.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want a console, you'll get a PS5. If you want a PC, you'll build your own or get a pre-built one that will be much stronger than the Steam machine. Like Linus Tech Tips did it. He said, same budget, $1,050, we can build a stronger PC than the Steam machine. And I think that's the problem that it finds itself in is for what it's charging, it's not strong enough, and they can't afford to charge any less because of the RAM prices going through the roof because of all the AI stuff. So they're in a very difficult position, and I don't think it's going to go well for them.
Yeah.
Oh, and hello to Blue Eyed Scream in chat.
Like I kind of get it. Like I know some people who have the Steam Deck, and most of them are really happy with their Steam Decks.
Yes. The Steam Deck is different because it's portable. So it's competing with stuff like the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that if you want a handheld, but you don't really care about Nintendo games specifically, then the Steam Deck is probably well suited for you because it's a completely different market that it's competing in.
Mm-hmm.
The Steam machine is competing with consoles and PCs, and it's kind of halfway between both. And I don't think there's enough people that need that specific thing. Unless you're just like a diehard Valve loyalist and you're just like, if Gabe puts it out, I will buy it. If you're that kind of person, then sure, you probably have 10 already. But most normal people, I think, will go full console or full PC. I don't think there's nearly enough demand for the Steam machine.
It's the thing that people don't want anymore is this idea that they don't own things.
Oh yeah, that's another big problem.
It keeps coming back to this whole imaginary space for your games, which I admit I fell into that trap too. And I stand by why I did it. My apartment flooded. I lost all my games. I lost my console. And I was like, but Steam saves all my games. So if I lost my computer, I could just replace my computer.
Yes. I think the problem was like Stop Killing Games kind of failed.
Yeah.
They got shut. They went to the EU, and I think that was kind of like their last hope. And then the EU told them to fuck off, basically. So now it is incredibly dangerous to buy any video game because the developer or publisher can just say, fuck you, you don't have your game anymore. Thanks for the money. We're keeping that, but we're also deleting the game. You can't play it anymore. And just quickly, I don't know what JB's thing is. I've never heard of it. The US versus, who was it? Hermione? I don't know what that is. Sorry. But yeah, with Stop Killing Games, I think you would be crazy to spend large sums of money on a video game that the publisher can just decide to steal back from you at any point.
Which is basically what they've been saying ever since I can't remember the game. It was pretty popular 2 years ago. Basically, it was mods in the game being upset with gamers having the gameplay talk that they have.
Okay.
And it's stuff like that they want to boot you from games for. And it's like, no, you don't get to steal my game because my verbal conversation with somebody that you're not related to upset you.
Like, I could understand if they ban you from the online portion of it.
Yes.
Like, if you do something egregious, like if you're cheating or something like that, and they say, no, we don't want cheaters ruining the multiplayer experience, it's fine if they ban you from that. But to say you lose all access to the game completely, like even the single player stuff they're going to steal from you, that is not fair. That is way over the line. And also, hello to Cryptic and Johnny Hellcat, who have both joined us in chat.
And Blue Eyed Scream. Hello.
I already said hi to her.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it all comes back to the speech thing.
Yeah.
Or if it's not speech, it's how can we force you to think the way that we want you to, and somehow, some way they don't get that they can't force thought.
Yeah. Like JB says, it's messed up, but I don't see any way around it because gaming companies have all the power. Well, you don't buy games is how you get around it. Like GTA 6 comes out and it's $100 and it's online only, and all of the rest of the bullshit, it's like heavily censored, and all of the stuff that's making it fucked up. What you do is you don't buy it, and then if enough people also don't buy it, they'll lose billions of dollars because GTA 6 wasn't cheap. And if they have enough colossal failures, eventually they'll stop doing this shit. So yeah, all you've got to do is not buy the thing and hope that there's not so many retards in the world. I know it's a vain hope, but hope that there's not so many retards in the world that they can make money by doing this shit. That's it. That's how you do it.
I'm hoping the price tag will help anyway, because that's another thing people are tired of is so I'll give GTA a little bit of leeway. I know they've been working on this game for what, like 12 years now?
Yeah, it's something crazy like that.
People are tired of this overblown, well, we worked really hard on this game, but what we presented you with is crap, so we're still going to ask you for $100, even though the stuff we're presenting you with is crap. People are tired of that. Yeah. And they're also tired of the, well, this game isn't for you if you don't like our bullshit.
No, but the thing is, they can ask whatever they want. Like, they can say, for GTA 6, we're charging $1 million. Fine. That's a stupid price. No one will pay it. But if they want to release the game at $1 million, they can. I don't have a problem with it. But yeah, I think if people were like, and especially because the economy is so bad, people might just legitimately not be able to buy it. They might be like, either I buy GTA 6 or I eat this week, and I'd rather eat. So, I mean, I don't know, with the failing economy, maybe it'll just become impossible. Like, even the people who want to buy it will just not have the money.
It's also a lot of marketing from like every other franchise is leaking into it. So like the reasoning I have is, well, GTA is pushing this stuff. Indie's been winning it for the last 5.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
If not more. You know, so like Hollywood is like, hey, we're presenting you with Supergirl, a franchise that we never asked for, but we're going to present it as like, we're lesbians who hate men. Don't come to watch our movie. Oh shit, okay, we're not making any money back. Oh, you guys are hating the movie because you're men. Fuck you.
Yeah, they said it wasn't for me. I don't want to encroach on a female only space. I'm not a trans person.
And then Toy Story 5 comes out, and yeah, you could say that there's stuff in there that's woke. Yeah, people have noticed it. Yeah, but they got enough of what they wanted out of it that they're like, "Fuck you, Supergirl. I'll go watch the Toy Story movie because it's still at least nostalgic enough that I could ignore the woke shit."
Yes, and hello to Spud Gun joining us in chat.
Hi, Spud.
And Who was it? I think it was Johnny Hellcat said he heard that there's no physical copy of GTA 6. That is correct. If you
I
buy
wouldn't.
the quote unquote physical copy, you get a download code. That's it. That's all you get. There's no disc that you would have as a physical media. There's just a download code, and that's why they can just like steal it back from you. Once they've decided, you know what, we've made all of the money. We don't need to let you keep playing the game. We'll just take that back from you. Fuck you. Then, yeah, they can just shut down the game and force you to buy something else.
Yeah, that's why I agree with people saying, well, you know what? I have a large library of games that I need to
Yes,
explore.
I
So,
I may have a game or two. I've been known to buy them. So let's see. I've got 3,512 on this, because like for some reason Steam gives me two different numbers. If I look at it on the library page, it says 3,512. If I look at my profile, it says, wait for it to load, 2,993. So I don't know which one is the correct number. I don't know why there's a 600 game gap between the two, but either way, I am not running out of games anytime soon. So yes, rather than buy new games, I can just play the ones I have, and yeah,
it's also a lot of the old games haven't given up on themselves. Like Satsu's in the middle of rehashing 7 Days because they update they have probably a big one every 6 months. At
yeah,
least enough that he feels he's got content enough to play it again, you know? So like there's some
yeah,
games that do well for a long period of time because they don't give up on their fans.
yeah. Plus, I mean, there's nothing wrong with just going back and playing old games.
Mhm.
Like if you decide, you know what, I haven't played in a long time, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and
Yeah.
then you just install Bloodlines, you play it, and you're like, there, that was, and that was fun.
Mhm.
Like, you know what else you know what I just realized I haven't played? I haven't played, Doom 3 or Quake 3 or whatever game from the past. He's like, remember how good that was? Yeah, let's play that. You just go play it. And
Yeah, he did just go live with 7 Days. I didn't mean to tattle on him, but
JB says to hell with the GabeCube. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I'm not going to buy one. I've got a PC that's like considerably stronger than the GabeCube, but I mean, if there's a market for it, then I hope it does well. I just don't think there is. I don't think there's going to be enough people who can buy it, who have a use for it. And yeah, JB lists a whole bunch of games. Yeah, if you want to play Ghost of Tsushima or Black Myth Wukong, Expedition 33. I don't know what Redcraft is. Baldur's Gate 3. No, not Baldur's Gate 3. That one is gay. And Oblivion is no, you don't play Bethesda games. Friends don't let friends play Bethesda. That is my motto. So no to the last two. But the others, I mean, I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima or Black Myth Wukong or Expedition 33, but I mean, I'm aware of them, and yeah, if that's the kind of game you're into, absolutely go have fun. Just don't play Baldur's Gate 3 and never play any game made by Bethesda under any conditions.
Oh.
It's for your own good. I'm doing this because I care. Spud says Terry DLC can fuck with it. Fuck with what? I because you're on a delay. I don't know exactly what you're saying. DLC can fuck with. Oh yes, Frosted has a good point. He says after 10 years of development, Rockstar needs to release GTA 6 on April 1st, and when people start it up, it's just a Terrence and Phillip cartoon. That would be amazing. They'd probably get sued into oblivion if they did, but that would be hilarious. GB says I'm missing out. No, I'm not. I have suffered through Morrowind and Oblivion. I'm a slow learner. I had to play 2 Bethesda games before I got games. But no, they were both terrible, complete garbage. So that is why I did not buy Skyrim. I have zero interest in anything made by that terrible company. So
That's the other thing too. I've stopped supporting companies that don't want to support their fandoms.
yeah, that's just
Like,
smart.
like, okay, I'm a woman, all right? I'm aware, right? Not every game was for me, regardless of my female status. It's always about whatever you were actually into. A lot of the people playing, like, oh, well, I was really into this. They're bitches making up shit because
And
every woman.
Spudgun has clarified DLC messes with the game count. Okay, that's probably why there's a difference of 600 games between one page and the other. Thank you, Spud.
I'm just saying that the women who are now like, oh, I'm suddenly into this game, they're full of shit because
Of course they are.
women are already playing those games. Like God of War, I know a couple of women who really genuinely liked those games. They didn't need an insert of a 40, 50-year-old woman representing a goddess, even though she's kind of ugly for a goddess.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as like if I were to complain that Morning Glory Milking Farm doesn't have enough violence in it. Like, where's the battle scenes? Why isn't there any blood and gore? Like, this is such a girly book. You need to be respectful of the male audience. You need to be accommodating. You need to completely redo the entire genre so that men feel accepted and comfortable reading your work. Like, no, that's retarded. So it's just as bad when women come into like GTA 6 and say, running over prostitutes makes me sad. You need to make it so you can't do that anymore. Like, well, don't do it then. Play something that's actually targeted at you.
Never mind that she doesn't have to run over the hookers. Why are you?
Yeah.
If it bothers you so much, why are you doing it?
Well, yeah. But just don't buy the game. Like if it offends you that the possibility is even there. If you're Sarkeesianing your way through the world and you're like, the fact that you can do this upsets me to my core, just don't play it.
It's the people who believe that the stuff you do in a video game is the same stuff that you're going to do in real life that I wish would stop playing video games because they're dumb.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have played an awful lot of Street Fighter. I promise you I still can't throw a Hadouken.
For the record, there are games that I play that are a little bit more on the male side. Like I played a lot of the 7 Days to Die. I'm not saying that's necessarily a male game, but like.
No, I mean I've played plenty of like visual novels and match 3 games. So those are girl coded and like sometimes they're enjoyable, but yeah, like the two sexes have different tastes, and trying to force everything to accommodate women is not sensible.
I've just never pretended to be a soldier boy just so I could pretend like I'm hanging out with the boys. It's just not my thing. If I hang out with the guys, it's more of like, okay, how does the gun actually work without throwing me back like 40 leaps?
Yeah. And Spud Gun says running over horses is fun though, although I've never done it in GTA, which I do like. I do like that.
I'm just letting you know, Spud Gun, most of the women who play GTA are the ones who run over the hookers.
Yeah. No, I've got no problem with, games existing that cater to markets that aren't me. Like, I'm not going to say that fucking like, so all the work stuff. I can't even think of an example. What was that one that Starfield where the guy was freaking out about the pronouns? And like, yeah, I just won't play it. It's like if it's not something that I'm interested in, I'm just not going to play it.
I mean, I could understand if you were genuinely looking forward to this game and you bought it and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, they did it to this one too.
Yeah, I mean that was my reaction to the Final Fantasy VII remake, where it's not a remake; it's basically a sequel to Crisis Core. And yeah, if they didn't call it a remake, I would have no problem with it. I'd be like, oh, okay, they're just doing this weird multiverse spin-off Kingdom Hearts thing. Yeah, that's fine. They can do that. I just won't play it. But because they said this is going to be a faithful remake of Final Fantasy VII, and then it really wasn't. I think that's what upset me, and I think that's what upset most of the people who don't like it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Frosted says it was very ambitious of the gaming industry to take on the age-old mystery of how do you make a woman happy. That's true.
Trying to read the chat.
Frosted says that you can play Sandwich Tycoon 2026. Which
I heard that. I got paid to make sandwiches. It's not the same. When
yes.
you could get paid to do it, I mean, I'd make sandwiches for my family, but I refuse with my brother because it requires 2 loaves of bread, and I ain't doing that.
Yes. And Tier is saying that's what pissed him off about the Final Fantasy VII's remakes. They're not remakes. They're like
I didn't buy them because I don't know when I started doing this whole I'm gonna wait at least a couple months to find out what it's really about before I put my money down on anything.
Yeah,
but
I played the first one. I got the second one it was like 70% off. So I ended up only paying $30 for it. So, you know what? That's fine. But I still haven't played it. And there's a guy called Sebi Webs, and he has done all of these comparison videos showing the original game to like Rebirth, like scenes from the remake and Rebirth. And they fucking butchered this game. That is appalling, the things that they've done. And like the most important scene in the whole game, and sorry to spoil a 30-year-old game if you are somehow unaware, but the death of Aerith, whatever you want to call her, is the single most important scene in the entire game, and they don't even make it clear whether she dies or not in the remake. It's like, that is like, how do you fuck this up?
I know that they're sad that she had to die, but it was important to the story. And
yes.
It's not like she's not some great spirit afterwards.
And JB likes Sebi Webs because he covers Expedition 33. Yes, Sebi is a huge Expedition 33 fan. And yes, Tier says they made it for the modern audience. Unfortunately, yes, they did.
Mm-hmm. And yet they just never learn that the modern audience is like less than 1% of the population.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a reason all these games fail. It's like, you can beat Concord if you want. You can appeal to the trans, lesbian, non-binary, queer-coded lesbian with a disability if you want. It's just probably not a good idea. There's not a lot of those in the world. JB says maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe the game is fucking dope. I've heard good things about Expedition 33. It's just expensive. And for what it costs me to buy Expedition 33, I could buy like 30 indie, like smaller indie games, because I think technically Expedition 33 comes under indie. But if I look at what it costs right now on Steam, remember that I'm in Australia. So if we go Expedition, $70. For $70, do you know how many like cheap games I could get for $70? Like there's games I've seen for 75 cents or like $2. I would rather get 30 games instead of one for that $70, or 40, or maybe even 50. So yes, I appreciate that it's a wonderful game, but unless it drops massively in price, yeah, I'm not buying it. Johnny says mixtape is game of the year. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. That was phenomenal.
I had to bring it up because it's in my nature. But you have a bird outside that's wolf whistling you. It's funny.
Yes. Spud says 70 Australian dollars is 36.65 in British pounds. I'll trust you on the conversion. Obviously, I don't know it off the top of my head, but put it this way, it's more than I'm willing to pay. Yeah, like if they do a sale, if it's 75% off, then I can get it, you know, for $10, $15, then sure, why not? But at 70, yeah, no, there's no reason to pay that. Uh, JB says beat the game 10 times. Well, that's fine for you, but I have other games I need to play. Like my unplayed section on Steam is currently sitting at 2,120 games. I don't have time to play the same game 10 times. I've got to move. I've got to keep this moving.
Tears about the mixtape. Listen, you don't play mixtape. You just put your controller down and let the game play itself.
Yes.
That's what I was told.
Oh no, that's actually correct. I saw Asman play through it, and he was his chat was saying, "Put the controller down. Put the controller." Like he's like, "Yeah, you don't actually need to play this." There are some sections that you do actually have to play. You need to like walk to the right section of the room and interact with the object, but very very minimal. There was a video that counted the number of button presses you needed to win the game, and it was like 150 for the entire game. It's like something really, really shocking. Tia says, so it's a movie? Not far off being a movie. It's very, very close. And yes, Frosted says, I'm the video game equivalent of the guy from Time Enough at Last from the Twilight Zone. He's like, there's time now. There's finally time. But yeah, that is a good episode. I did like the Twilight Zone. But yeah, I burned through a whole bunch of really bad games because I played them for 10 minutes and I was like, okay, I now officially played this game and it sucks, so I can stop playing it and cross it off my list. So there's a game called Beep, which was like this really shitty platform game. I played it for, let me see, 12 minutes. And I was like, okay, I've now officially played Beep. I will never play it again because it was terrible. Okay, Terry has a real ceiling. No, that's not a ceiling bird. That's a bird. that's not on my ceiling. That's a window bird.
I told you he was wolf whistling you. He's like, Terry's kind of good looking. I'm going to hit on him.
So I guess so. I guess the birds like me.
I don't mind. I'm not meaning to pick on you for it.
No, I don't care. Johnny says he watched the EFAP guys play mixtape and it did not disappoint. I've heard of EFAP. I've never actually watched it. I don't even know who's in it, but I know it's a thing. It's like, is it something like every frame a pause or something like that? I don't know what it is, but I've heard of it. I don't really know much about it. And JB, yes, that is the one where he breaks his glasses. The whole episode, he desperately wants to read, and everyone goes out of their way to make it so that he can never read anything ever. And then there is a nuclear blast, which he is the sole survivor. He's just about to kill himself in despair when he realizes the library is still intact, and so are all of the books. He's like, I don't need people, I have books. And then he bends over to pick one up, his glasses fall and break, and then, there was time now. There was time enough at last.
Oh.
Sometimes I can hear Arsehole the Cricket in the background of Renting Monkey streams. I've stopped watching Monkey. It's nothing against him. It's just there's so much other stuff I've got in my day that he just kind of fell off my radar. But if he started doing videos again, like the 10-minute edited videos, I would absolutely go back to watching them. But I don't have time to watch him do his live streams.
It's sad. I wish I could edit. If I could edit, I'd just be like, Monkey, let me edit your stuff for you.
Yeah. I mean, what a lot of these streamers do is they've just got a clips channel. Like most of the stuff when I'm watching like Twitch streamers on YouTube, I'm not watching a 12-hour stream. I'm watching a 20-minute clip from the stream. Like this is the 20 minutes where Leaflet talks about, whatever. This is 15 minutes where Asmongold talks about whatever. I don't want to sit there and watch the same person talk for 8 hours on end. That's insane. But
I wish. I think that's the thing is that you get to a certain point where you can maybe hire a friend to do that, because I think a lot of them do that too.
yeah, of course.
Like hire one of their
They
mods
all
to
pay their
script.
editors very well. I mean, I don't know the names of Asmon's editors, but I guarantee they're not struggling financially. He's a very generous, and I'm sure that Leaflet pays Julio quite well. And like if these streamers are making money and most of that money is coming from their editor, let's pay the man.
It's worth the expense, because sometimes it's hard to do everything. Like none of these guys would have any time to do anything if they didn't have the help from their editors.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they spend so much of their time actually doing the streams. Like Asmon's are what, like 8 to 12 hours, depending on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to watch the YouTube clips, but there's no way I would sit there and watch Asmon for 12 hours. That's never going to happen. No, I don't want to watch more than a 17-hour video on how shit Star Wars Rebels is. You can give me the TLDR or the TLDW, I guess, in the case of the video. And no, we have not hit all the topics. I
think we've hit one.
we talked about the GabeCube. Okay, so the next one is Keir Starmer, where Keir Starmer was more upset about the fact that he was resigning than about 250,000 young girls getting gang raped. So that shows you where his priorities are. But yes, he has resigned, and I think Andy Burnham, Spud will know the guy's name. It's something like that, is supposed to be the replacement for Keir Starmer. And I actually think this is a bad thing that he resigned. Like, everyone's happy because they hate Keir Starmer, but I think Rupert Lowe would much rather go against Keir Starmer in an election because the entire country despises Keir Starmer. If you replace Keir Starmer with anyone that isn't Keir Starmer, and Spider's saying it is Andy Burnham. Mm-hmm. I know nothing about this Andy Burnham guy, but I know that people don't hate him as much as they hate Keir Starmer. So I think if you want Labour to get the fuck out of office, you want Keir Starmer to be the Prime Minister so that when you get to the election, everyone's like, fuck, no, I'm not voting Labour. Even if they don't vote Restore, they're like, I would rather abstain. I will spoil my ballot. I will vote for anyone but these fucktards. That's the mindset you want going into the election. And that's why they replaced him. It's like, no. If we want to have any chance, we need to get rid of this prick.
Well, I think it's that, and the lack of justice is why the Labour is facing vengeance.
Yeah.
And it's not just Starmer. I know people think that there's a better look with Andy, but like when you actually talk to the Brits, they're not happy with him either, because they see him as not being for England. And the reason with Andy is because he started off being, I'm happy to crap on Israel, until he started making deals with Israel. And all of a sudden he's best buddies with Israel. And I think the UK is kind of like with the rest of us. It's not that we hate Jewish people or Israel. We're tired of fighting everybody else's battles when our own countries are shitholes.
Yes. And Frosted says, I don't care the reason a nation's leader shouldn't cry in public. 100% agree. I think it makes you look weak and pathetic. Especially like if all you're doing is resigning from office, you don't cry over that. Maybe you cry when you get home because your paycheck is gone, but no, you don't cry in public. Like normally I say just men in general shouldn't cry in public, but if you're a world leader, like even if you're a woman, like Ursula von der Leyen shouldn't cry in public. Merkel shouldn't cry in public. Yeah, if you're a man or a world leader, you should not be crying in public. Blue Ice Cream says that's pretty much what Nux said. I haven't watched Nux in ages, so I'm glad that I'm glad that him and I are on the same page regarding Starmer.
Yeah, I was watching. I watched his stream with Tectone and Jake Monroe and the VTuber whose name I'm forgetting. I feel bad because everyone forgets her name. But Nux basically said that he took kind of a break from the streaming, so he still puts out videos and stuff, but I think he just took a month off or something.
Sorry, I was just reading chat. Tia says when King Charles cried before his mother's death, that's acceptable. Kind of. I still don't think you should, but like, I don't think it should be televised. See, like, there's nothing wrong with King Charles crying at his mother's funeral. That completely justified. That nothing wrong with that. But that shouldn't be on television. You shouldn't have the public seeing the king cry. That's yeah.
It's also a private moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, like I cried when my dad died. I've got no problem with King Charles crying when his mother died, but don't put it on TV. Don't broadcast your private tears to the world. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. JB says, I think males can cry. Of course they can cry. They can't cry in public. That's a very important condition. Like, if you want to cry, have fun, but don't do it. Don't broadcast it to the world. Not at the funeral when he was heading to the hospital to see her. Well, why was that broadcast? That acceptable time to cry, not acceptable to broadcast.
I would say that's the media. I've hated the UK media, like, because everybody has a bad media. The UK has always had the worst.
Yeah, and I mean this. Like I just said, but Spud's bringing it up again. Yes, perfectly allowable time to cry. Obviously, it's fine to cry when your mother dies. It should not be televised. That is my problem. You don't do it publicly. You don't broadcast your tears to the world.
And I'll be real, the UK is happy to shit on Charles. Like, and it's not that there's nothing you can't shit on him for. It's just they'll do it for things like, oh, look, he cried. Yeah, his mom died.
Yeah,
he's allowed to cry. You can give him some,
of course,
private time. I know it's a golden cage, but that's kind of messed up.
No. Yeah, like there's plenty of times when it's fine for a man to cry. It just shouldn't be in public, and honestly, probably not in front of anyone else. Funerals are an exception. Obviously, cry at the funeral, and that's in front of other people. But broadly speaking, if a man is to cry, he should not be doing it in front of people because that's, not appropriate.
I haven't liked the UK press in a long time. I think they're the cause of a lot of problems. But you're not wrong, Spud. It's down to the press, and I just think yours have been creeps for a long time.
Oh yeah. No. Well, I guess that depends on the context. Then, if he was not the one who made it a public event, if some paparazzi snuck in and took a photo of him crying, then yeah, that is 100% on the paparazzi, not on King Charles. And Frosted says, I'm picturing a guy crying during his eulogy at his family's funeral and Terry yells pussy from the audience. Well, like I said, that funeral is the one time it's acceptable to cry in front of other people because that's the point of the funeral. That's a collective mourning. But anything else, no. And yeah, Silver Raven Wing says, no matter how much you hate the media, we don't hate them enough. That is certainly true. I do not like the media. I do not like journalists. I don't like a lot of these people. And yeah, Silver Raven Wing is clarifying my point because apparently people weren't getting it. But yes, exactly what Silver Raven Wing is saying.
Cryptic cries when he gets a hangnail. I doubt it.
Duh.
If you cry at all, it's pretty much telling Box he's a dildo.
Duh. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about personal tragedies in my life, and I don't cry while I'm even no matter how much I miss my dad, I'm not going to cry when I'm on a public stream talking about him. If I want to cry, it'll be behind closed doors because that's private. That's for public consumption. That's where I'm coming from.
Tyr wants a Viking funeral. The thing is, though, Tears, you die in battle to get the Valhalla.
Yes, correct.
You're not supposed to die of old age.
No. That's a failure. If you die of old age, then you failed as a Viking. That's unacceptable. Okay, JB is just going off into weird territory. I'm just going to stop reading his stuff. Spud says, is masturbating in front of a house fire poor form? I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to say you probably should not be doing that. That's controversial, I know, but that's why I'm the streamer. I make these kind of controversial claims.
Cryptic starting fights. He's like, I cried when Tyr got his zipper caught during a piss. For laughter, maybe.
Yes, no, that makes more sense.
I would feel bad. I'm not saying I wouldn't laugh, because I tend to laugh at people who fall. I don't mean to. I check to make sure they're okay, but something about watching somebody else fall will make me laugh. The zipper thing will do it too. Doesn't mean I don't have sympathy. I do, but I'm like, that's funny shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't find people getting injured to be inherently funny, but there's ways it can be funny.
Yeah.
Like if someone's just walking along and they just happen to trip over, that's not funny. But
no,
there's circumstances that can make slapstick funny.
Yeah, it's like the last time I laughed at somebody for falling over. He was so drunk he fell 3 times, and every time he fell down, he dropped his pants. So every time he'd get up, he'd pull his pants back up and then fall down. By the 3rd time, I was like, okay, listen, I can't help it. Yeah. Are you okay? But
it's like Biden falling down the stairs, like falling up the stairs when he's like trying to get on the plane. That's funny because the first time not so much, but by the 3rd time that he's fallen trying to climb a small set of stairs, it becomes so absurd that it is comical.
I wasn't even laughing at him. I was laughing at his handlers. I'm like, he's fallen the first time. Shouldn't you be helping him up now? And no. They're just like, no, we're gonna watch you fall the whole way up. I'm like, okay.
And he says, according to the media, he's always fighting against the cops, and his death is likely to be a shootout with them. Well, I thought you're probably just going to die from diabetes. I think that's all diabetes. Isn't that true?
Is that how we're all going to get into Valhalla? We died fighting diabetes?
JB, keep up. We were talking about crying. Now we're talking about what's funny. The topic changes. Is this your first time watching this stream? But yeah, not known for sticking to topics.
Going back to the Starmer thing, I don't think you guys should let it go. It's the same with Trudeau. At no point should we have let that go. The fact that we did is part of the reason why we're still in a hellhole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you watch the guy who robbed you clean go off and be like, I'm going to fuck it with like an American pop star who's kind of a cunt herself.
Yeah.
You failed.
Yes. And Cryptic says he laughed when a kangaroo boxed me for a shrimp on the barbecue. Hey, that was a fair fight. The kangaroo got what it deserved. And Blue Eyed Scream says they hit 2 topics. That's a record. Yeah, exactly. You should be congratulating us.
It's not even that I'm avoiding the Goyslop. It's just like, what am I going to say? Like, well, one, I said it. Apparently, I'm anti-Semitic. So, you know what? I don't give a shit. I think the thing that they've been wanting for the longest time is for people to not give a shit. It worked. I don't care. I'm going to say Goyslop.
No, the reason I put it in the topic is because Goy is their word for insulting non-Jews, and they're claiming it's anti-Semitic for non-Jews to use the word that Jews use to refer to non-Jews as cattle and subhuman. So, no, it's not. Of course it's not.
I think this is the conversation that people have been wanting to have with not the Jewish community, because I think that's unfair. If you do that, then yeah, you probably are an anti-Semite. I mean the culture behind gaslighting. And this idea that there's no relation stress, there is.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Shu pointed out basically the same thing I just did, and the ADL hid her tweet from their replies. That's how insecure they are about having people realize that Goy is the Jewish slur for non-Jews, and them trying to claim it's anti-Semitic for us to use it. Yeah, it's basically, and I know I'm on Minion, so I can't say it the way I want to say it, but it's basically like the KKK telling black people they can't say the word that I want to say.
Mhm.
Silver Ravenwing says the ADL is a joke anyway. Yes, it is.
Shu is hilarious. She's
Oh, yeah.
managed to convince Hassan to raid Bernie's closet over and over again.
Yes. Oh, that was so funny. She made fun of his clothes, and so now he wears like suits every time he streams.
And he still looks like a square with the tiniest head doing it.
Yeah. And Tia says the magical teary-eyed mantis word. Indeed, the one that rhymes with bigger. But yeah, I like Shu a lot. I think her videos are great. She's funny. She's pretty. I think like everything that makes a female YouTuber successful, she hits all of the right notes. And like I disagree with her on a lot of things because she's pretty socialist in her politics. But even with her being pretty openly socialist, I still find her videos engaging. So credit where it's due.
It's for everywhere that you could disagree with her on, you can still find middle ground, and I think that's the thing that we've lost a lot of with this big argument. And she will say it to your face that she finds more conversations on the right because people are less likely to shut her down. They'll disagree with her, and if as long as you don't name call her.
Yeah, exactly. No,
she'll come back and talk to you.
Spud says she's a commie. Yeah, she basically is. Mm-hmm. But that's okay because she presents her nonsense politics in an engaging and entertaining way. So I like her. I think she's... Froster says, I can fix her. Sadly, she's married and has kids. So no, I'm not available for the shoe fixing. But if it was 2015, I definitely would be trying.
If anything, I would say it's probably her own party and reality that's changing her mind. Like, I think some people can still have some socialist views, like, okay, yeah, we need help here. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, yeah, there are times where you can look at your own society and be like, yeah, we're failing in a couple categories. Maybe we should help.
But the one thing I do like about Shu is she's retained her humanity. Like, a lot of the left was like gleeful when Charlie Kirk got shot. She was devastated to see how cold and cruel people on her side of the aisle were being, and like that was like you could tell she was upset by that. Like in her video, she was fighting the tears. It's like she didn't want to cry on stream, but she was like devastated by like the fact that this happened, and then everyone is like partying and celebrating like, fuck yeah, this is the best thing ever. She was horrified when that happened.
There's been a video circling lately, and I don't know if any of you have watched it, but it's basically a guy on the left who started out cheering for Charlie's death until he got irritated with people telling him over and again. Have you ever actually watched anything that he's done or said?
Yeah, I saw that.
And then he went and watched it and realized he was a monster.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And also, hello to Tall Person and hello to Six, who have joined us in chat.
I think a lot of people on the left don't want to admit to it. I think a lot of them know, but they don't want to admit to it. And it's... I've said it before, like there's a lot of stories lately where you could counter it. Like you could imagination land if the story was on the other side, and most people on the right wouldn't agree with the results. Like say, I'm going to use Henry. I'm sorry, Henry, but I'm going to borrow you. If Henry Novak's story was on the other side and he was the one to go out and stab a person for no reason, nobody would support that kid.
No, God no.
But that's not what happened. It's the same with Austin Metcalf. He didn't do anything.
I was going to use him as the next example, yeah.
He didn't do anything. He tried to settle a fight. He actually looked like he was trying to be the middle ground guy.
And
And
the
he got,
fact that people support Carmelo Anthony at all is horrifying.
and if it was on the other, nobody would support Austin if he was the one who did it.
No, not at all. And I agree with Silver Raven. I mean, Candace Owens is a grifter. She is not. Mm-hmm. I agree with both of those sentences.
100%. But that's the truth of it. Is like the left is going to have to come to terms with the fact that they might be the dirty racist Nazis that they claim everyone else is. And I'm not saying that we should go out and attack them, because that's why they use the Nazi word.
Yeah, well,
I don't think so.
That's why they call it if I'm saying that the left are the real Nazis, it's because
they're
acting like the Nazis. Like they've got the speech controls. They hate the Jews, so that's already like overlapping heavily with the Nazis. They're socialists. Like they've got a lot of the same ideas as the Nazis. I'm not saying you need to punch a Nazi like they were saying back in the day. I'm saying they're ideologically similar.
Mm-hmm. The anti-fascists have become the fascists. That's what they told us that they would end up becoming. But at the same time, I don't think that hitting them is the answer, because
no.
Even if you were to go back to, say, the Jews, you could sit down and have a conversation with people and settle differences.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Spudgun has clarified. He wasn't saying Shu is a grifter. He was saying the guy you were talking about in the video who claimed he cheered when Charlie Kirk died, but then realized he was a monster. That guy is a grifter. And yeah,
he probably is.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, but
and no, sorry, Keith, still no hammer. He's still recovering.
I think he's getting better. I think he just needs a break to do it. So
he knows he's welcome to join anytime he's able to, and if he wants to return to hosting, I'm more than happy to hand over the reins. It's his show originally. I don't mind handing it back to him.
We could get a Rumble back. Woo!
Yeah, we'd get Rumble back. We'd get the song poll back. We'd get actual formatting on the stream.
And most importantly, if you watch this back, Hammer, because I know he watches all of these. He does watch all of these, by the way. Yeah. Hammer, we'll get you back because we miss you.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. I kind of that didn't need to be stated, but yes, obviously, having Hammer back. I mean, just making this a 3-man stream again.
Having our American guy back,
Hammer. So, it's always good to have that third voice, because more perspectives is always good.
Well, he's better at knowing America because he's our American friend. Like I like to think I know a lot about you guys, but then I talk to you, I'm like, shit, I don't know shit.
And Keith says it's been 6 months since we were on Rumble. That's crazy. I have a terrible sense of time, but I can believe it's been 6 months. But yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
I don't know what Six and Cryptic have a conversation going on, but Japanese and Thai.
That's all right. They can talk to each other.
Are they going to a buffet? Because that sounds delicious. I'd go for Japanese, Korean, and Thai.
I think they're talking about food. Hello to Digiworm, who has just joined us. I don't think I know Digiworm, so you might be a new face. Blue Ice Cream says, I don't think I've seen him pop up on Twitter. I haven't seen Hammer tweeting in a while. Let me check his Twitter, see how recent it's been, because, yeah, it does feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
I don't mind the Vietnamese Cryptic, but I'm pretty for sure half the ingredients that go into Vietnamese food is stuff that we don't see here.
So it looks like June 12th. So what's that, like 2 weeks ago? It was his last tweet. So, yeah, hopefully he hasn't gotten worse. Because he was tweeting a while back, and then he seems to have stopped. So hopefully all is well in Hammerland. We definitely want him,
definitely want him back,
healthy and happy.
Mm-hmm.
So for the JB, we have officially hit all 3 topics. You can stop stressing.
Yeah. And what were we talking before that even? I think it was I was going on about Asmund because
Yeah.
I think people misunderstand my
I
interest in the guy
well,
is because he's a normie.
yeah. Speaking of Asmund, I did want to give a shout out. He spent 7 hours reading Rupert
I watched
Lowe's
the whole thing.
Rape Gang report. I couldn't watch all of it. I watched about 2 hours of it, and then like I
I,
I don't
I
have infinite time, so
I technically do, but I watched the whole thing because it's something I try to explain to people that sometimes when the topic is the type that he was covering,
yeah,
I need something to help make it easier to swallow because I know the
yeah,
pill's
yeah.
gonna hurt. He was mellow enough that it made it easier to tolerate because
Yeah. No,
nothing he read about in that was good.
I have tremendous respect for Asmund for doing that.
Yeah.
And Rupert Lowe himself even said Asmongold has done more for these victims than the entire British media has done, which is true. And that's horrifying if you think about it.
Asmund's too young for me. I appreciate that he's not portraying himself as something he's not. You know, he's
And
just being who he is, and then he's covering topics. You know,
and
I kind
let's
of
be real. You're gonna have to fight Keisha and Pippa if you want a chance with Asmund.
that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Plus, they're younger than me, and they're American, so
Yes.
they win before
I
I do.
I don't watch Pippa, but I do watch Keisha, and yeah, she's not shy about swooning over Asmund.
That's the thing. I like some of his takes, and I like that I don't always agree with him on stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't get is it's easy to follow a whole lot of people that feed into things that I already believe, but it's important to listen to people who don't always agree with you on stuff, so you
Well,
can counter some of your views.
yeah, well, that's one of the things I like about Asmund is he's not shy about disagreeing with his audience. Like you hear a lot of streamers get audience captured where they're
Mhm.
kind of forced to say what they know the audience wants to hear. Asmund does not do that. If his entire audience thinks something and he doesn't, he'll just tell his entire audience, "No, I don't agree." And yeah, like obviously, like Cryptic, I disagree with Asmund on plenty of things. The one I always go back to is universal basic income. I think it's absolutely horrific. But he's in favor of it. You know, I still like his content. I'm not going to not watch him just because we have a disagreement on a few political issues.
That's true. He probably is the one person who likes Dr. Pepper more than Scribelight because he doesn't even put Jack in his. He's
That's
kind
true.
of a
That is true. I don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just no. It tastes awful. I'm definitely not a fan of it. And yeah, Cryptic says Asmund's social welfare program advocacy is not good. Yeah, it's not. But you know, yeah, I don't have to agree with anyone 100% to still like them. I disagree with Hammer on things. I disagree with Jen on things. I disagree with everyone in chat. I'm guaranteeing there is something I disagree with you on.
There's been times where, like, literally in a conversation, Terry will be like, "Yeah, I'm not into that," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna pretend like that's okay because it's okay. There's no pretending. It's okay if he doesn't like something I don't like,
Yeah, no,
or something I do. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The whole idea that you have to believe the same thing as the people that you spend time with never made sense to me. Like I disagree with my mother on a lot of things. I disagree with everyone in my life. There is something that I disagree with them on. It's just
I can't.
we're different people. We should not agree with everything.
I can't bring up Mr. Trump with my parents around. They're conservative, but they're so old that they all they remember is what Trump was like in like the
Yeah.
80s.
Well, I mean,
So
like one of the contentious issues between me and my mother is abortion, where she's not like pro-abortion by any means, but she's far more permissive of it than I am. Like she the conditions that she would accept abortion is a lot larger than what I would accept. And that's fine. I mean, we know each other's opinion on the subject, and that we still love each other.
Oof.
6 says Capcom versus SNK is better than Street Fighter 3. I don't think either of them is great. Capcom versus SNK 2 is probably the best fighting game ever. But Capcom versus SNK 1, no. I don't know why it's just not nearly as good as the second one. And Street Fighter 3 I never liked. I don't like any of the characters. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is better than modern. I'm assuming MK is Mortal Kombat. Look, Pong is better than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is garbage. I don't know why people like it.
I would say that I like the look of the Capcom movie better than the Marvel.
And see, look, Frosted is being wrong in chat right now. He says Mortal Kombat is better than Street Fighter. And yet, I am not even going to disown him. I'm just going to block him on Twitter and ban him from the channel.
For the record, I wouldn't have normally have said that, but the fact that Capcom went with a look that was more accurate to their own game, I like that they did that. I know some people are like, that's cheesy. They made the guy with the blonde hair look like the character in the game.
Yeah.
Because he looked like that. I like that they did that. I don't like that the Marvel one, which I should know the name of, but it's Mortal Kombat. The fact that they changed the look of so many characters and then I don't like it. I don't like how it looks.
I don't know. I'm not that into Marvel. I watched the X-Men cartoon from the 90s occasionally, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is great, but that's because it's made by Capcom, not because it's got Marvel characters in it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where yeah, I'm not like it has to be accurate all the time, but like I kind of like when they try to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's I like it.
Ooh, we've got some interesting ones in chat. Darkstalkers is better than Street Fighter.
Okay.
Darkstalkers characters are better than Street Fighter characters, 100%. The actual game, I'm going to still go with Street Fighter. And Cryptic says Killer Instinct is better than Mortal Kombat, hands down. That's not even a question.
Yes, JB, sometimes crying in public might as well be shitting in public because that's how you get female women in their cars crying like Karens because they didn't get their way.
Frosted says Killer Instinct is good, but not as good as Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I obviously Mortal Kombat is my least favorite fighting game. It's like I should say of the major ones. Obviously, there's stuff like Shaq Fu that is terrible and worse than Mortal Kombat. I don't think we need to go into that territory. But of the big name fighting games, no, Mortal Kombat is terrible. I just do not like it at all. Killer Instinct Gold is better than Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah, I mean, anything is better than Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I'm obviously going to agree with that. Streets of Rage is better than Streets of Rage 2. I have not played either of them, so I will take your word for it. I'm not so much a side-scrolling beat-em-up guy. I'm definitely a Street Fighter fighting game kind of guy. And wow, it's actually already ending time. That went so fast.
It usually does.
Well, thank you, Jen, for keeping me company. Thank you, everyone in chat, for coming along and listening to us talk. We will see you guys next week. See you later, guys.
Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for coming.